subs in for Trevor Ariza. And it's Lee in for Rose. Three-pointer, Lillard. In it goes for the 8th time in 10 tries.
Really just a tremendous day for him. And if you remember, he was just as good in their last game.
Here's Johnson. Bounces high off the rim and drops. Johnson's got his first basket.
Timely passing leads to assists, and that's been the recipe for success.
Everybody on the same page, completely in sync. Tremendous communication and awareness.
Kicks it out to Lillard. And stolen by Horford. And up the court come the Pacers on the break. Oladipo misses.
Well, one of his issues is he's a player that just does not excel at fighting through contact on his way to the rim. A little bit of a magic act here, pulling off the Houdini to make that catch and slam.
Stupendous alley-oop.
I think the crowd is still stunned by that one.
Johnson the screen. Now, here's Clarkson. Covered by Lillard. Just 5 on the clock. Off the pick. And it's wide right. It's off the rim.
And guys, Courtney Lee, now having completed 7 full seasons, very much the same guy now as he was entering the league. A 3-and-D prototype who will most likely never be a plus playmaker.
A nice shot by Gasol. Pacers trail by 20. Oladipo with the ball. He's picked up by Lee. Oladipo, the pass to James. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up. LeBron James, by many surveys, and no surprise here, GA, the most popular athlete in America.
I mean, the highest paid player in the league. And you know what? He deserves it. This guy has really carried the mantra as the face of our game, as well as anybody. And I tell you what, people now are starting to acknowledge the guy also delivers when it matters.
Unloads from 9. Indiana again missing.
Oh, excellent interior D to force the miss.
His defensive ability is a big factor. I mean, there's no denying that.
James against Lillard. And the dunk to finish it off. A beauty.
I mean, already hot coming into the game. Is it fair to say he's hotter?
59 seconds left to play in the third.
And you know, for LeBron, he's blazed a trail as far as his business empire is concerned. He gave his childhood friends a chance to manage his affairs. Many thought it was a huge mistake, but he's doing quite well with the guys that he chose.
To the middle, here's Mozgov. And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there. That's on LeBron James.
No question, he got bumped on that shot.
Yeah, the officials didn't need to talk that one over. It was obvious.
And for LeBron, he said he'd like to be a billionaire. It's his ambition to have an influence that goes beyond the game. And guys, he is certainly on his way.
Catching up on the changes for Memphis. Mike Dunleavy, he's checked in for Corver. And it's Rose in for Lillard.
You know, he might be small for a center, but it doesn't really matter because he can jump out of the building.
Payton against Rose. Shot clock at 6. Out to Lee. Memphis needs to get off a shot here. And they'll turn it over. Did not get off a shot. 24-second violation. Just 4 seconds left in the third quarter. The shot no good. And at the end of the third quarter, a huge lead in this one may already have been decided. And we're getting underway here in the fourth quarter. The scoreboard tells the story in this matchup, but we'll see how much things change up here. Pacers trail by 21. They've got Payton. Carl Landry is out there with Bismack Biyombo. Then it's LeBron James, and it's good. went in a 2-guard. So that's the group out there for Indiana. 6 to shoot. LeBron, that's a 2-pointer. No luck. Now Memphis takes it the other way.
Physically, there's no doubt they've been the stronger team. That plus 10 rebound advantage tells you all you need to know.
Yeah, not to mention what it says on the scoreboard. They're really pushing them around. Straight bully ball.
Payton with the ball, and Rose picks him up defensively. Payton kicks to Biyombo, and that's out of bounds. Indiana will retain possession.
You know what? A low percentage pass on that one, but sometimes it's worth the risk.
Well, that time the risk did not pay off because it was well defended.
Al Horford, he's checked in for Indiana. Damian Lillard's checked in for Memphis. Pass to Rose. Outside Gasol. Back to Rose. There's the triple. Rose with another miss.
He had a couple in the first, but so far he's been unable to get uncorked here.
Goodwin, good.
They've had assists now on their last 3 baskets.
And it's not just their passing, but also the body movement off the ball that's created a lot of those opportunities.
Lillard with it, and it's Horford picking him up. Screen by Howard. Rose dishes to Ariza. Here's Howard. And he overshot that one, missing.
Major defensive lapse right there. I mean, he's not a player you can leave open for a jump shot. You've got to stay attached to him. They're lucky he couldn't punish them for it.
Landry, solid play on the low block, and that one's good.
Really, the defense is helpless to stop a layup right there. Just too much of an advantage in terms of the mismatch.
And Lillard kicks to Gasol. And he goes up strong with one hand and flushes it down.
And he can time his passes so perfectly. Wow, what an assist.
The drive by LeBron. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
And you just look back over the career of LeBron, and you have to say he's an all-time great already. I mean, the numbers are there, the multiple championships, some already calling him the best small forward to ever play the game.
Looking at who's out there now for the Pacers. Oladipo comes in for Goodwin, and it's Jordan Clarkson in for Payton. The Grizzlies also making a change. Lee's checked in. Screen by Lee. And there's the 3-second violation. And you just look at LeBron, Clark, in a historical context. Last season, he became the first player since Bill Russell and his Celtics to make it to the NBA Finals 5 consecutive years.
Boy, I tell you what, this says even more about LeBron, that whenever he leaves a team, they miss the playoffs. And no matter what team he's on, they're favorites to win their conference.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but really in the rebounding numbers as well.
And what I like about it, Greg, it's been a physical brand of basketball. It's had a little sandpaper element to it, gritty and rough, but that's how you win games.
And Lillard kicks to Howard. Can't hit from in close.
Oh, tough D on the inside.
It sure was, Greg. No easy access to the basket when that fella's in the middle.
And Damian Lillard with the jam.
And that's how you take the steal and turn it into a transition opportunity.
I think that's the perfect time to do it, Greg. I mean, those few seconds after the turnover, strike right away because the defense has no chance to get organized.
And Oladipo kicks to LeBron, 8 feet away. Can't get it to go. And the Grizzlies going the other way now. Earlier, they held a 23-point lead. Gasol against LeBron. Now, here's Gasol. Not a lot of room. Takes a shot at the elbow. He misses his 3rd shot of the game. He has made 6 of his 9. Rejected by Gasol.
An excellent game we've seen from LeBron. He has 15 points, and his huge assist tally makes it all the more impressive.
You know what? He's the catalyst. He's the reason why this team plays with such harmony. And if his passing continues, they are going to be dangerous.
Of course, he didn't have an attempt there in the first half. He's hoping to be a little bit more active and aggressive here and draw some fouls here in the second.
Lillard with it. Now defended by Oladipo. Stolen by Clarkson. And a fast break now for the Pacers. And right on through for another basket. He's got 5 made on 5 of 9 shooting.
just a good, solid, aggressive finish there on the break.
Not going to get much easier than that, Greg. Simple.
Gasol a screen. Lillard attacking, and it's sent back by Horford. On the wing, James. And Landry throws it down.
And all of a sudden, things finally coming together for them. The deficit's still large, but now not insurmountable.
And, Greg, that kind of deficit, I think they're going about it the right way. I mean, they've got to get aggressive on defense. They need stops. And then you got to take care of the basketball at the other end so you get a good shot every trip.
And one thing about Damian Lillard, for as much as he handles the ball, for as much as he pushes the action, he doesn't turn the ball over. I mean, surprising for a young, aggressive point guard, but this guy plays wise beyond his years.
And the Pacers call time here. They're behind by 16. There's 1:40 left in the fourth quarter. And out of bounds as Memphis gains possession. And you know, Clark, another important point regarding Lillard, for as aggressive as he has been going to the basket, he's extremely durable. He's been terrific in terms of health.
He's been an every gamer throughout his young career. That is remarkable. Unusual in today's NBA for sure.
Clock at 6. Gasol inside, working on Landry, and that one's good. 14 points for Marc Gasol.
And this is going to end in a lopsided victory. I love the tenacity and aggressiveness, as well as the ability to close. You really got to give it up here for the Grizzlies.
The sheer volume of three-pointers was the deciding factor tonight, it seemed.
Yeah, they sink one, Kevin, and then they do it again. It worked.
And so with this, they'll end up with their second win on the year.
And with the win approaching, they'll take the first game here of 2 that they'll play against this team. Nice to get that first one out of the way and set the tone.
It sure is. It's just a 2-gamer since they're in opposite conferences, and you can bet they'll take the same approach right into game 2 that they had tonight.
I mean, when you look at the stats, you'll see just how dominant a game this was for Lillard. He was doing everything right, and the points came in bunches. Definitely had the hot hand.
So Indiana ends up with a new group on the floor. So Memphis going with almost an entire new group here. Andrew Bogut, he's checked in for Howard. Mozgov comes in for Marc Gasol. Mike Dunleavy, he's checked in for Trevor Ariza. And it's Korver in for Courtney Lee. Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock.
And this is why you need good defenders on the interior to contest shots.
Yeah, Greg, making every shot a hard one, even the shots in close.
Lillard from outside misses there. So no problem for Memphis.
Well, Mark, congratulations.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Welcome back, Ernie Johnson, along with Shaq and Kenny the Jet. Let's quickly move forward now to the presentation of our Jordan Player of the Game, Damian Lillard. Only 2 other players in the league score more points per game than he does on a nightly basis, but nobody was going to top his performance tonight.
What I like most about Lillard is that you never see him play out of control. He's got a poise that not very many guys have, point guard or otherwise. And there's no question about his scoring ability. Just look at what he did tonight.
Just an unreal performance for him in so many ways. That was a player at the absolute top of his game. It's hard to imagine someone being any more dominant than he was tonight.
And that brings us to the end of our broadcast for